A few weeks have passed since we last spoke, so let me fill you in on what's been going on. After our last robbery, I'd spent a long stretch in Siska Penitentiary. However, I had learnt from my previous mistakes and had managed to get away scot-free the next time we decided to make a withdrawal from the general store. My horse, aptly named Horse, was now 27 years old. In the Commonwealth, horses typically die at the old age of 30. So as you can imagine, I needed to secure myself a trusty new steed for the months ahead. Therefore, I took a trip down to Strawberry to speak with the reputable horse breeder, Mr. Joseph Goldman. Mr. Goldman's reputation had preceded him, as he was actually selling more horses than he were able to breed due to the quality of his steeds. Therefore, I ordered myself an unborn baby foxtrotter, one of the best horses the Commonwealth had to offer, which I would be collecting in the days to come. Things were going well for Sean Courtney, almost too well, and that's when everything changed. A man known only as Bill Butcher had assembled a crew of notorious scoundrels and thieves and had begun robbing people on the road from Blackwater to Saint Denis. Mr. Butcher's crew, known only as the Nines, were the talk of the Commonwealth. Everyone had heard or had been affected by these scumbags. As time passed, the Nines had grown in confidence, robbing not only people of wealth, but farmers and horse trainers alike. It pains me to say this, but even we had been robbed numerous times by these bastards, choosing to pick us off whilst we were farming the fields when we were at our most vulnerable. The law attempted to stop them, but the Nines had them chasing their tails. We'd sent out search parties looking for them, but even these had been unsuccessful. Because of this, the whole of Saint Denis were on edge. You could cut the tension with a knife. The Royals had held meetings with numerous gangs and organisations around the Commonwealth to discuss what should be done about these outlaws.
So, you gents say you've been looking for these lads as well, right?
Yeah, we've been.
Yeah, we had a running down near Armadillo with them.
Yeah, they were sitting by the Lower Montana River.
People look like Sean, so we're quite
robbing
fortunate.
people as they cross the river because obviously horses struggle a bit through there. But we got there just as they had someone hogtied, and then they got spooked, tried to give us some bullshit story, and then ran off. And then we went back anyway we've got a big group of friends down there. We went back chasing, but we couldn't find them. But we bumped into a carriage which had been obviously robbed, probably by them. And then Rhodes as well. Have you been to Rhodes recently? That place is a bit rough now.
Yeah,
Rhodes is incredibly rough.
Yeah, what the fuck's happened there? It used to be a nice place.
Everyone's fucking getting robbed over there.
It's getting a bit of a bad rep, but
Yeah,
it's unfortunate because Rhodes is a nice place, and as you say, hasn't always had this bad reputation. But yeah, those lads are giving it a bad name.
So we were here last night with Carter, and we chased down a fella who looked like one of the matches, a description of one of the guys, but it wasn't him.
I see.
Yeah, this is
The
getting
thing
out of
is,
hand.
let me fill you all in. We've just been down to the police station and had a word with that there lieutenant who lives down there, right? And we literally put the ball in their court and said, look, fella, there's a bunch of thieving scumbags terrorising folk from here to Blackwater. What are you going to fucking do about it? And we give them some polite suggestions, but at the end of the day, if I can't leave this tavern and walk through the streets of this fine city without worrying that I'm going to get robbed every 10 seconds, then that's a them issue that they need to solve. Do you know what I mean? Now, whether they double the guard, whether they have people stationed on the street, whatever they do, they need to do something, because whatever they're currently doing is not fucking working. Now, they'll get back to us on that one, right? We'll see what they're made of. this is more so for kind of some information as well to see who we're dealing with in this police force, whether they're just a bunch of idiots who wear a badge, do you know what I mean? Or whether they're actually made of sturdy stuff.
The thing is, on top of that, you know, they're not just out here robbing fellow bandits. You know, they're not taking people of the score that they've just got from a jewellery store.
Yeah, it's anyone
They're out
and
robbing
everyone.
hard-working farmers and anyone that they can get their hands on. So at that point, is it really our job to chase them from here to Armadillo?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
No,
it.
the police should be stepping up to the plate a little bit. These lawmen should be, you know,
The lawmen round
wanting
here,
to do something about it.
they're just chasing like little petty shit, like people selling swamp, and that, you know, that's their thrill of the day. When it actually comes to proper crime, like what's going on now, they, you know, I haven't seen them get involved.
Well, to be fair, fella, I've just said this exact same thing. I said, like, look, realistically, if you're wasting valuable resources on trying to catch a little Timmy down the road who's selling fucking swamp, rather than catching these nameless individuals who are literally like a cock hair off of getting on with a noose, do you know what I mean? But they just keep quite escaping because they're robbing everybody. Like, realistically, what takes priority? If you can't walk through this town without fear of being robbed, then they're failing at their job. Do you know what I mean? This
100%.
is the crown jewel, or one of the crowning jewels of the Commonwealth. And since we've moved here, quite frankly, it's a bit of a shithole. I would like to change that. We want this to be a thriving, prosperous city.
Well,
But it's
we're not
only
even
gonna-
from here. You know, we've come up from New Austin purely for the fact that a lot of our affiliates have sent word down to us about what's going on. 'Cause it affects everyone's business when you've got these fuckers rolling around.
It does indeed.
So yeah, we've been pretty much stationed up here for the past few days now.
At least you're doing something about it, fella. But like,
Yeah,
we
but,
can't just...
I mean, what do you want to do? I mean, look, I don't know what you guys are all about, but I mean, roads, I don't know if they're there right now, but, you know, we had to get out of there earlier, didn't we? And
Yeah, it was too risky staying around just two of us.
as soon as you rolled into roads, little massive groups split off into small little groups. And what are the descriptions like of these guys? They just sort of wear anything, don't they? Black or...
So let me
Nothing
they always
distinctive
change
to
outfit.
go off.
Yeah,
let me
We
be
were having
totally
this
honest.
conversation.
They literally, 1 minute, he's got brown hair and a brown beard. The next day, he shaved his beard off and he's got grey hair. And then the next day, he's grown a fat moustache. And he's got blonde hair. Do you know what I mean? Like, these people, what they'll do is, you'll notice, is he called Tucker Drake? Is that what he's actually called?
Is that actually
Yeah.
his name? I've
Yeah.
heard
That's
that
his,
being getting
that's
thrown
his
around, yeah.
Sunday name, right? But what he'll do is he'll be like, my name is Sean Courtney, and then in a week, once he's robbed 25 people, he'll be like, my name is Billy Bone, and then in another week, once he's robbed another 25 people, he'll be like, my name is Elvis Presley. Do you know what I mean? Like, but the thing is, you get to know him as that name, so it'll be like, that fucking Sean Courtney, that robbing bastard, I'm gonna fucking have him. But that's not even him. Do you know what I mean? That name is just a fake name. It means nothing. So realistically, it's a fella with an eye patch is what you want to look for. And if he ain't the gunsmith who works in Strawberry, then you've got at least a 40% chance for it being him. As a collective, the Royals had spent much time and effort building a working relationship with the law. As we both live and reside in Saint Denis, we thought it'd be best to at least be on decent terms with our neighbours. After much deliberation, we decided to confront the law about the situation. Howdy there. Are you a marshal, fella?
No, I'm not. I'm
He's-
Sergeant.
Yeah, Sergeant, there you go.
Well,
So-
that'll do, I guess.
We
Well,
have
it's,
a
very
huge
bad.
problem in Saint Denis that nobody's dealing with, it seems.
And what would that be?
All the citizens and residents of Saint Denis are getting robbed by a certain group of people. It's happened at least 5 times this morning, within the space of about 4 hours. But, despite that, things need to be done about these people. They're doing it at exactly the same time every single day, and it seems to be on the switchover, the changeover of shifts, if you will. Now we've been robbed about 15 times in about a week and a half.
And the problem is with it, Mr. Lieutenant Sergeant fella, is that they rob you when you're by yourself harvesting and planting potatoes and tobacco. And so you don't really stand much of a chance.
It's not when you're with groups.
No, they never, ever, we don't even see them when we're with a group. As soon as you split off and go by yourself, that's when they turn up.
It's like they're watching. It is.
Well, you never
it's
know.
like they know, put it that way, yeah.
6, 7, 8 people turn up on horses, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You got any idea who it might
Exactly, I know exactly who it is. It's Tucker Drake and his group of fucking imbeciles.
have a 9?
Yeah, the 9. They make it quite clear that it's the 9s as well. A lot of people in Saint Denis and the surrounding areas are, you know, their bread and butter is farmlands, and people don't want to farm anymore. They're, you know, no one wants to buy guns. It's fucking the whole economy up, if I'm honest.
So can I ask what your group is? So you know, like, do you guys have to go by name, or is it just like your group? You don't really have a name. Royals. Okay.
Yeah, we made out to be a horrible group of people, but we have a vision to make Saint Denis great, and you know, be a valuable part of the community.
A safe place.
Safe place, exactly. Get rid of these scumbags. They're not good for business.
They're not good for anything at all, fella. All they do is they rob people, rinse and repeat. Do you know what I mean? They don't want anything. They don't ask for
4 or 5
anything.
times a day.
They no demands, fella. They just want your
Their whole
things.
life's just robbing.
Yeah.
And we've had
There's
them in this police station numerous times, and they keep getting threatened with the noose. And do you know what they do? The people who are threatened with the noose take a back seat, and the other lot of the people go out and rob people. It's like a never-ending cycle. Hang the fucking lot of them, I say.
The thing is, we've just got the approval for the license for the tavern, so we're all particularly busy growing in farmlands to, you know, get the stock so we can sell when we get the keys from the blacksmith. So quite literally, when they came to see what they're trying to provoke us, and they're like, "What are you gonna do about it? We keep taking your stuff. What are you gonna do about it?"
That's what he's been doing. Both Tucker Drake and Big Schmo have been doing that to yourselves, and then the White Feathers. They're riling you guys up so you guys they look like they're being.
But what I did, as I told him, he was fucking irrelevant, and he's probably number 4 in the order of things on my mind. I said, you know, we're probably not going to do anything because I'm not wasting my time. I've got other things better to do. And he didn't take a liking to that, and I think it pissed him off.
Yeah.
Because
he loves
I
when
told
you
him
give
it wasn't
shit.
important. So I would
Yeah,
like
that
a
is our
marshal in
lowest
Saint
sign.
Denis for the next week or so.
Charlie demanded that a marshal be placed in Saint Denis to keep a watchful eye on the Nines. Whether the Eastern Sheriff's Office would honour such a request remains to be seen. But the idea was to force the lawmen to act in order to protect Saint Denis and all of its residents. If the lawmen fail to act and nothing is done, then we will know that we are dealing with spineless good-for-nothings who are incapable of rising to the challenge. However, if the lawmen act and deal with the Nines, we will know they are capable of taking care of business and could be useful going forward. Either way, it puts yet another target on the Nines' back and allows us to get a good insight into our local police force. I have a feeling that this is only the beginning of this conflict. How many more lives are yet to be lost, weapons yet to be stolen before we can find a resolution? It seems the Nines are currently public enemy number 1. How long will it be until they face the Angwan's noose? Only time will tell, but I can assure you, the age of outlaws and thieves is upon us.